Welcome all, welcome once again back to another Division 2 video. Life's a game. I know guys, trust me, I haven't been on the Division 2 in quite some time. Every time I seem to make a video, it feels like it feels so long ago that I made my last one. So it's like, you guys just know how that goes. But of course, with the title being what it is, considering the Battle for Brooklyn DLC that's coming, we all know that the division's starting to, it's looking like it's going to start picking back up in that sense slightly again. But I kind of just want to go over with you guys some of my thoughts regarding the Division 2 respectively and this new DLC, and like just considering the timetable they had to create this DLC. Is this something that realistically within the fan base, is it something that a lot of us are satisfied with? Not necessarily saying it's anything on the negative end. It's just we're just going to go ahead into this and see, like, is it something, as you guys are seeing it here, is this something that you guys would say after 5 years of waiting? I believe 3 main missions, 4 side missions, I believe, guys. They have that, and then the rest of it's just a bunch of collectibles and whatnot, and so on and so forth. So considering that, guys, I didn't see any type of incursion. I didn't see like new incursion, anything like that. I didn't see like maybe a new stronghold. I know that legendary is tailor-made, so like maybe another new legendary stronghold, like add another stronghold to the repertoire. We only have like what, 5 strongholds, I believe, like areas where you can go, like where it's strong, like within the game. It's like that 6th stronghold. We should be getting that now. Like, I mean, I don't see why that wasn't added, unless they have something up their sleeve, respectively, guys. We shall see. But basically, what I'm trying to say, guys, is that we didn't really see like, or me personally, from myself, of course, but I believe a lot of other agents as well. I don't think we saw like the full potential of what a 5-year DLC, having 5 years to work on something, could bring. I mean, it could respectively bring many, many changes. It's supposed to bring like huge, like improvements after having all that time, guys. And I say that to say because I'm playing, like, as you guys have been seeing on my channel now, I live stream. I do a lot of different stuff. If you guys go ahead and check out my Twitter, I play a lot of different games. And what I realized with a game like Claire Expedition 33 and how great that game is, that game just released. I know a lot of you guys have seen that one. I'm just saying, like, just the timetable and the small amount of devs they have, yet talented, and they could come out with something like that. This is the reason why I'm saying, like, a lot of these bigger companies like this, that mega companies, that a lot of these other smaller ones like pale in comparison to, like, somehow, like, that it doesn't make sense. It's not, in a sense, like widely fully acceptable, like, for them to at times release certain products after having so much time to work on them, with so little like content and stuff. Because it's like, if this was like a smaller studio, like Sandfall Interactive, for instance, in the game they came out with, Claire Obscure, this DLC would be crazy right now. We'd be getting, if it was devs like that, with that type of passion into the game, that actually wanted to, like, work on it and make it, and were talented actually enough to do it. And I'm not saying that to knock the massive devs. I'm just saying that whatever's going on there, no, Ubisoft has a plethora of things it's going through right now, a lot of shit they're going through. But the whole fact of the matter is, we've respectively all been waiting, guys, on this DLC for like years. Like, I mean, it was supposed to come out, I believe, in 2024. That was like the original, like, stated release of Battle for Brooklyn DLC. It was year 5 in 2024. It was slated for release during that time, and it got backed up a few times. But regardless of when they announced Battle for Brooklyn, the fact of the matter is that we've been waiting 5 like years from the time Warlords of New York came out to even get something relatively, like, in comparison. This is the first thing. People can say, we got raids, we got this, we got other stuff. I'm like, those were things like in between, which were cool, but I'm talking about a full DLC, like, expansion, like what Warlords of New York was. Games like this, looter shooters and stuff, you're supposed to get that stuff every like 6 to like 12 months. You're supposed to be getting some type of new something, some content, whether it's PvP or PvE. So I'm like, I don't know what they've been doing all these years, to the point like we're just barely getting that now. And it is what it is. But at the end of the day, it's not the worst DLC. Like, from what I've seen, as I said earlier, 3 new missions, 4 new side missions, and just a bunch of collectibles, which I don't really like mine. But the thing is, I just feel there could have been a lot more emphasis on actual content within this respective DLC, considering how long the Division community as a whole, has been waiting for this DLC in anticipation. And in addition to that, you guys continue consistently to push it back. So whenever that happens and something keeps getting pushed back, people are assuming, okay, maybe they're done, but they're going to add some more stuff. They're seeing what the community's saying. They're seeing how we're talking, and they're like, okay, so I think we made it a little small. Let's add some stuff. You know, let's add that next new stronghold in. Let's add that next incursion mission in. Unless, again, guys, I have plans that I don't know, but as of right now, if they didn't announce it in the introduction video, then I don't believe that there's anything more to this DLC than what we've respectively heard. And going from there, I can only assume that the Division 3 has got to be at some point around the corner pretty soon, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and assume, because how this is going, it's just like, I don't know. I can't see this DLC keeping people, returning players, from staying for too long. They'll come back like just until they, get their feel of the new area. And after that, they're going to be done, because obviously they're not going to go to the old section of the map to play something unless they would have like maybe made another stronghold, like I said, in the old section of the map, if they didn't want to do it in the new one. I don't know. With the mechanics of the other map within that mission, I don't know. They could have done something, guys. The same way they said that they allocated the 3 main missions off the map in order to allocate like for mission space. They could have done that with a new stronghold. They could have like literally took maybe another stronghold to the one of the old sections. We know there's a lot of space like in that old section area that they could make like another mission or another stronghold like in that section. I don't believe that they wouldn't be able to do that. But it's like, I don't know. For whatever reason, they could have tailored another new legendary. Like they could have just did global legendary. They could. Well, global legendary is a little harder because it's more like tailored. They have to make it. So I'm saying they could have done like another stronghold with it. Global is what it is, but they could have maybe done another mode. Maybe a lot of you guys keep talking about survivor mode and whatnot. I don't understand why that's not in there. And if that wasn't included, why wasn't there like another incursion? I mean, incursion's a lot shorter than the raids and only requires 4 people. I don't understand how there was not one that was designed and made, unless there is something coming and I don't know about it that's coming down the road or whatever. But these devs respectively never said anything. And any of these, a lot of the yes men that were invited to the Ubisoft, I mean to say it like that, but I got to be honest, that were invited to the Ubisoft area, a lot of them didn't say anything about anything new like that coming out. So I'm like, I don't believe there's anything new unless they're just being told to keep it under wraps respectively. However, we'll see. Bottom line is that we'll just see. But I got to be honest with you guys, as life's a game, you guys see me do legendary, doing all sorts of stuff. Been doing legendary for like years, four directive legendary, every mission, everything. I'm not just a hardcore, I'm like literally a hardcore Division 2 player. I actually even came back, did Manning Zoo legendary with like 2 new teammates with no modifiers while the enemies had him, and we still beat it. So when I'm saying something about this game, I know what I'm talking about, because I used to play it at the highest level, like breathing, guys, and I could still go into it and still do it. I'll beat being rusty, but I know my potential. So the thing is, I'm gonna be straight, because I know like a lot of people also like will get on like Identity, like shout out to Identity. A lot of people will get on him sometimes about saying stuff, and I'm like, what a lot of you guys don't understand is that we are actually low key, but realistically high key, making the game a lot better by criticizing and scrutinizing it. Because here's the thing, guys, if you want change, you got to fight for change. You got to let people know, hey, I love your series, I love your franchise, I love your game, I love your art style of the game, I love everything about like the game that you guys are making, and that's why I play it how I do, and that's why I built like the community that I have playing it. But however, I'm not going to sit there and just be like a lapdog and not call you out on certain things that I know can be better. Like if I tell a dog to do a trick and I know it can do it better, I'm going to tell it to do that, because it's going to have the best chance at winning the competition if it does that. You see what I'm saying? Like if I just sit there and say, okay, it can do the backflip, but it can do it better, but I'm not going to say how it can do it better. I'm not even going to mention it. I'm just going to just let bygones be bygones. And then suppose it goes to the show and loses, and I'm like, man, your dog could have literally took the whole show and won that whole contest if I would have just been honest about it, and it would have fixed it. It wasn't like it was bad to begin with. It just needed a little polishing and just fixing and honesty. And a lot of people do that. I think a lot of these high-level devs of the Division community, respectively, here on this platform, whether it be YouTube or Twitch, kind of seem to just bypass that sometimes and think that, they're making the community better by not saying anything. And I digress highly. And that's why I agree with like a lot of like the YouTubers, especially like people like Identity, that actually go out and go against the grain, because that's what you have to do. The same way with the builds, guys. I was always using like skill builds in the past in this game, dominating. I used to always laugh when people always used to say, oh, you got to use a power build, because I used to be going through content they couldn't even touch with the skill build, and they're like, oh, how are you doing that? I'm like, I just laugh. I'm like, you clearly don't know what you're talking about. You're assuming stuff Not saying power is bad, because power is good in a division, obviously, but you can mix it up with skill. I think once power and skills mix up in that game, there's no like better builds. Obviously, that's how I like dominated most of my content. So I just like going against the grain. And that's what's kind of like what I commend Identity for. Obviously, like people like him out there that are like, making content like that, going against the grain. And they are huge creators, because people know what they're saying, what they're advocating for makes sense, and it makes the game better moving forward. Which is why I do it, guys. So I just feel like the Division game, it could have done like, they could have done a little more with this DLC. Is it the worst DLC? No. Does it get a pass? Yes. I give this DLC right now, as far as I'm seeing, like right now, like a C plus. Like, being just honest of how I love the game and everything, I'll give it a C plus. It's a pass. It's getting up there a little bit. They did do new content. I like the whole thing of the purple flame, how it reduces your armor as you battle the enemy. That really makes you have to think how you go about it. I can only imagine that in Legendary. That would be quite interesting, guys. But the only thing I can say is that right now, I will definitely be returning back for Battle for Brooklyn when it does release. But I will definitely not stay silent on something I believe or highly see needs changing, like in a way that would highly like positively help the community. Like, if there's something I'm seeing within the community, guys, just as a Division player I am, how much I love the game, I cannot sit there and sit back and just not say anything about it. I cannot do that, because, hey, like I said, real recognizes real. I told one of the community devs that. So it's like, real players recognize real like stuff. So it's like, you can sugarcoat stuff all you want for new players, newer players, all that other stuff. And for whoever's up there just agreeing to it for a paycheck or whatever. But I'm saying the real ones that actually know, that play the content, that actually can beat this type of content, that play it, that know, they breathe it, they live it. They know you can't trick them. You can't fool them into thinking that you're doing something, like in a way you're doing something good when you're not. Like, it's the reason why this community's been going as long as it has, is because of passionate developers such as ourselves continuing to keep the game relevant and continuing to see the game for what it is. It's something good, and it can be something great. That's the thing. Like, and that's why we're here. That's the reason why I make these videos. It's not to bash it. There's some other creators out there. It's kind of funny. Shout out to Born to Game. That guy, he just go Born to Game, man. If you hear this, man, this guy, he just goes in like on it, like, and I don't see anything wrong with that at all. I mean, it pushes the development team for a change. Like, come on, like, you gotta, like, I'm gonna be honest about it though. I love your game, but I'm gonna be honest about it, and by me being honest, I'm gonna make you better. And then, so when the game and the missions come out, and all these legendary missions come out, and all these new mechanics come out, and these different things come out, and people are like, wow, look at this game now. Look at it for what it is now. Wow. You're going to see that the reason it was like that happened is because people like me, people like Identity, people like other top creators that actually criticize the game were saying these things, and the devs, when it got to the devs, they were hearing it, enough people said it. It would help a lot better if people with a lot bigger following said these things, but for whatever reason they don't, which I don't agree with, and I'll never agree with, guys. I'll continue to say it. That's one thing you'll never, ever, ever see on my channel, is me just advocate for something like that. The one time you see that happen on my channel, you'll know what my channel's bought for, guys, and paid for. I'll tell you that straight up right now. And that's not ever going to be the case, because I love gaming. I love actually giving honest reviews. And let me tell you guys, I got to give you an honest review right now. I know this video is definitely not about that game, but Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, once again, that game is just, it's amazing in what it does, everything that it did. And I have to say it, I'm making a video on that too, after I'm done playing through it in live stream. But yeah, it's crazy, like how good the game is. And I'm not just gonna like just blindly agree with everybody just because everybody's saying, oh, this game, oh, it's getting high score. It's not that. It's like, even before that, when I first saw this game, I was like, this game, for those of you that you guys remember, a lot of you guys might not, it's an older game, but you'd have to go back and look through like the archives. Legends of Dragoon. Claire Obscure is basically a Legends of Dragoon, a modern day Legends of Dragoon. And I'm like, I don't know why the industry is acting like it's a forgotten thing. The JRPG genre was a forgotten mechanic they brought back with turn-based fighting and all that. And that, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, man, this is the type of stuff I want to see out of like the Division. I want to see them come back and be that company that we were used to seeing, like with all that stuff when they came out, when they had the new raids and all that stuff come out, the new actual content come out, and it was good. And that's when Division was at its peak, when people were saying, hey, Division 2 or Destiny 2. I haven't heard that in a while, guys, and we all know why. So I'm like, that's when it used to be like that, but I'm like, it's got to go back like that, guys. That's my goal, to do it. I don't say it to bash it. I don't bash anything like that. I don't just talk to talk on it, guys. I want to see every single game developer of every game I play do good, especially Division, guys. It's my favorite game. despite having not played it in like a while. I'm pretty sure you guys seen a lot of my content on YouTube videos. Beforehand, it was always Division 2. I still think of Division 2 often, like a lot, but it's just I've done so much in it, and it's like it's just not too much left like for me to do. Like as far as drive, like the only thing I'm driven to do right now is Brooklyn DLC. That's what I'm mostly like driven to do right now. So when that comes out, definitely stop by because I'm gonna be running that. You know, cranking the difficulty all the way up. You know how that goes. But I appreciate all of you guys joining in. I've not forgot about Division 2. I'll never forget about it. I love this game. This game is my favorite game still as of right now. It's crazy to say that considering I haven't played it in how long. But there are some games that come close. This new game came out, Clair Obscur. It's pretty good, guys. I mean, there's some good games. Monster Hunter I played. Assassin's Creed Shadows, even though despite all the flack that got, that did pretty good. So, like I said, guys, the DLC it's okay. It seems like they released something with a little. It's all right, but I feel like with the developmental timetable they had to make this, there definitely could have been more, some more added to this, like with more actual like bulk added to like the DLC as to just satisfy players that have been waiting 5 years and you pushed it back or waiting additional years for a brand new DLC, and then this is all they get at the end of the day. Not saying it's the worst. It's just if it would have came out when it was supposed to come out, I don't think anybody would have been complaining that much. But I don't know. It just is what it is. But I don't know, guys. I could just be rambling on about it. Who knows? But anyways, though, guys, I say that to say that's my honest thoughts. I had to do this because I know the video came out and I just wanted to get my thoughts out there, guys. I've been watching it. Anything and all news on Division, I'm seeing it. It doesn't go by. It doesn't go by me, guys. You know what it is. But we have a lot going on, so I encourage you guys, go check out my Twitter channel if you want to keep up to date on all of my latest happenings, whether it be videos or live or what's coming, because before it comes out, you'll see it all there. GG's, guys. Take care.